V7 Racer for Moto Guzzi 2013 model. I wanted to go through some details of this, the way I've personalised it, and the differences between the improvements Moto Guzzi has done on the 2013 model over the old Moto Guzzis of the old small blocks like this 98 model Nevada. To start off, what I've done here is I've added the pinstripes on the wheels. You can buy these pinstripes at any good motorcycle dealer. And what I've done, I've even added the Moto Guzzi stickers here. They come off the Moto Guzzi Grizzle SE model. So if you like these, you can even just go to your Moto Guzzi dealer and just order SE from the Grizzle SE model stickers that go on the rims. What else I've done is I've actually spray painted the forks silver. I didn't like the black forks, so I just sprayed them silver with the Pirelli stickers. I've highlighted the Pirelli on the wheels as well. I've added pinstripes on the mud guards at the front and at the back here, as you can see, and which kind of complements as well the pinstripes that Moto Guzzi have already added on there. On the bikes themselves. I think it just gives it that nice elegant touch, and it really emphasises the wheels and the mud guards as well. What else I've done here is I've put this custom made screen. I didn't kind of like the original small screen that Moto Guzzi had. It was just too minimalistic and just didn't really do any real job, so yeah, I've just custom made this screen, and it sort of gives you a bit more protection to take some wind off your chest, and it sort of stands out as well and gives a bit more personal touch with the chrome band around it and the little Moto Guzzi eagle at the front. What else I've done? I've spray painted these, the horn and the box at the front here in silver. Normally they were just black, just makes them stand out a little bit more. And I've goldened the eagle on the front cover here as well. What else I've done is I've actually paint stripped the black rocket covers that they normally come out in, and I've polished the aluminium, and I just think it just makes it look a lot more elegant. What I may do as well, I might even get them chromed. I mean, at the time being, I've just polished them at the moment. They kind of look all right, but I might actually get them chromed so they really match the chrome on the tank. What I've done as well is I've added a centre stand. I think you really do need a centre stand on these kind of bikes. It makes it easy for you to do some maintenance on them, and I think it just makes the bikes sit upright and sort of it's a bit more proud, so it's more visible from all sides. And to aid the centre stand, what I've added is a little knob here, which sort of helps you yank the bike on its centre stand, because there's nothing really here to grab, so you need something to sort of aid. And I had this little knob here, and I've just belted it in, which is kind of what Moto Guzzi used to do on their older bikes. If you see on the Nevadas here, Moto Guzzi used to include these handles here to aid you yank it onto the centre stand. That's a really good idea. As a matter of fact, I tried this on the other bike as well, and it sort of worked pretty well as well. But I had one of those knobs, so I just put that knob on. That's pretty much it as far as personalisations that I've done to it. I have ordered the crash bars. I think you really do need a pair of crash bars on these kind of bikes. I've done some research on the old V7 races of the 60s, and most of the photos that I saw all had crash bars, and I think, you know, on a Moto Guzzi like this classics, you do need crash bars, even for the fact that if you drop it from standstill or from slow speed, you're not going to knock your heads, which you don't want to do. The crash bars are just the small classic ones. They're from the Nevada Classic, if you like, the crash bars, but I haven't received them yet, so unfortunately I can't show you with them. And that's pretty much just the personal touches that I've done, which I think just gave it that little bit more oomph to it. And what I'll do now, I'll just go through some technicalities, improvements that Moto Guzzi has done on the 2013 model let's say comparing it to an old Moto Guzzi of old, like this carbureted version of the small block 98 model Nevada. If you go and analyse the engine wise, I've been looking at them pretty close up, and there's nothing that I could really pick out that looked different as far as the engine casing, apart from the cylinder. The engine block's pretty much identical, the swing arm's pretty much identical, the shaft drive's identical, and pretty much everything that goes with it. It's even most of the frame's pretty much identical. So you consider it over 35 odd years, nothing has really changed from an aesthetic, external point of view. Obviously internally there's a hell of a lot of change, and I'll go through a bit of that as well. As far as if we start from the gearbox, this is still a 5-speed gearbox, but there's a big difference between this gearbox and the older small block Guzzis, is the fact that they've got rid of the neutrals between every gear. So what you have here is a shorter leverage between gears. On the old Guzzis, you really got to kind of follow your foot through and make sure that it goes into gear, even for the fact that you've got neutrals between every gear on the older bikes. Well, these ones don't have neutrals anymore, so you can be less deliberate, and there's a less leverage that you need to sort of. You can be less deliberate, if you know what I mean. And they're a lot more quieter. As a matter of fact, they're extremely quiet, and they work really well. Where with the Guzzis of old, they are quite clunky and noisy gearboxes. The only disadvantage or advantage is that they've got neutrals between every gear. Now, I've been riding Guzzis for over 25 years, and I've got used to the neutrals between gears, and I've kind of always used them to my advantage. You know, just rolling down a hill, you just put between 5th and 4th, and you can just idle down a hill or something like that, where you can't do that anymore with these. So I kind of like the fact that you had the neutrals, because I use them to my advantage. But however, these days now, the Guzzis don't have the neutrals between every gear, so they are a lot more precise. Another difference, especially for those who used to do their maintenance on the old Guzzis, is the gear. The airbox has been moved from the centre of the cylinders in between the cylinders and the petrol tank. There's no longer an air filter there, or an air box. It's been moved underneath the seat, and what that has done is it's simplified great deal how simple it is to change your filter now on your Guzzi now. Today you just take the seat off, as you can see, and there's your air filter there, and it's virtually just a 2-minute job to change your air filter. Where with the old Guzzis, for anybody who really has done maintenance on their older Guzzis, and this has been a chore that Moto Guzzis have always had, is they've always had the air box and air filter underneath in between the cylinders. So really you had to dismantle the whole bike just to clean your filter. So something that was, you know, 3-hour job to get your filter cleaned or changed, now it's become a 3-minute job. So that's a really big improvement finally. As far as the adjusting your valves, it's pretty much the same. The cylinders look different, the rocker covers actually look very different, and they are, but as a matter of fact the design is identical, and you can actually interchange these cylinder heads, the rocker covers with the new ones, and they actually fit on pretty much easy, just that they look silly. What else have they changed? With the Guzzis of old, obviously you had the choke. So on a cold day or on a cold engine, you sort of have to pull your choke and start it up like that, and sort of, you know, have it idling for about 30 seconds at least before, you know, your bike will be kind of ready to run. Now, again, with the new Magneti Marelli fuel injection system here, they've got rid of the choke. So now, like any other modern bike, all you need to do now is turn the key, push the button, and the bike starts up straight away and idles immediately. No dramas. You can actually take off straight away. You don't have to warm it up anymore. So there's been a big improvement as far as that goes. As far as performance goes, Moto Guzzi does claim an increase in power and torque, and as a matter of fact, you do feel that. The engine is so much more enjoyable to ride over the Guzzis of old. It's got a lot more. It's just a lot more smoother, and the power band is a lot more linear. So there's no more holes between any kind of power, any kind of RPM range. It's kind of like electrical. Really enjoyable to ride. A lot more enjoyable to ride than the old Guzzis, I'd say. Another good thing about them is they do tend to want to be revved out as well. I mean, you can really, with the Guzzis of old, like this one here, it kind of likes to sit in its Goldilocks range between 2,000 and 4,000 revs, and it really didn't want to go too far over that. I mean, you could rev this out to say 5,000 or 6,000, no dramas, but it really kind of reluctant that we wanted to do that. With these new bikes here, you can really rev them out to 5,000 or 6,000, no dramas all the time, and it actually really enjoys doing that. So for anybody who's kind of ridden the old Guzzis and didn't quite find themselves liking them, this is more like a contemporary European bike or Japanese bike in its power delivery and its reliability and all. I'll start them up and I'll just show you. These are the original exhausts. I didn't go for the aftermarket arrows that Moto Guzzi offers because I think these kind of sound really nice and sexy as well, without being too noisy. So all you do on a cold engine like this, just turn the, come and have a look at the cockpit here. So when you turn the key, that's it there, you just there you go. And that's idling pretty nicely, straight off the cold engine. A lot more back pressure as well. I'll start off with the older Guzzis, pull the choke. That's quite the difference. There's a lot less back pressure on the exhaust. Obviously the new Guzzis have got more compression in their engines. And there's a lot more noise coming from the engine itself. Like whether from the rocket, from the valves and the tappets and all that, it just sounds a lot more tinny or more mechanical compared to the new Guzzis were a lot more quiet. So that's pretty much it. As far as riding position, this is what they call a semi-sports bike. So it's not a full-on sports bike riding position. It's quite comfortable actually. It's got a very soft, plush seat. It's probably one of the best sports seats I've ever put my ass on. Really, it's just so nice and comfortable and soft. And the riding position, as you can see, it's not too lean forward. It's quite comfortable. You can adjust the clip-ons if you want to take them if further down, you can slide them down all right. And as far as the rear sets, you can actually adjust them in 3 positions. I've taken them a bit forward to the max because I just like that bit more of a relaxed ride. But otherwise you can sort of take them through another 2 clicks backwards. But as I say, the riding position is very comfortable. I find it really easy to go into the traffic with this bike. It lane splits pretty nicely, very easy, very light to ride. As far as riding on everyday, on your everyday journeys to go to work or to your favourite scratchy areas, the suspensions are quite plush. Having said that, on an everyday ride, on a rough roads as we have here in Australia, it works really well. You never get jarred with the front suspensions. The rear suspensions are adjustable, but I've kind of left everything standard out of the box. They really work well for an everyday ride. If you're going around the twisties, they work well as well. However, if you're really going to be pushing it to its limits in the twisty, you might want to just stiffen up the front forks just a little bit. Otherwise, they work just perfectly. I mean, I find that this bike really just falls into curves pretty nicely. But if I was to sort of, take it to my favourite scratch area all the time and put it up against, faster bikes, I probably want to just stiffen up the forks at the front. But otherwise, I'm very happy with the way the Moto's work at the front and the particulars work at the back. Yeah, just pretty much in a nutshell, I think I've pretty much covered everything. Does it suit everybody? Probably not, if you're going to be commuting to work every day. I mean, it's not the kind of bike that you want to leave under the elements, rain and all that, because you've got a lot of chrome here, and it's just a very pretty bike, and it just gets a lot of praise, this bike. I mean, it's the people that, it attracts a lot of people. It is a head turner when I'm riding it, or when I'm parking it. I just see a lot of people, more than usual, that I've ever had on any other bike, really come towards this bike and really want to know about it. And most people actually don't know it's a brand new bike. Most people think it's a customised old bike. So when you tell them no, it's a brand bike out of the dealer, they're pretty amazed. So I think Moto Guzzi has really done a really nice job on this bike. But if you're going to be using it every single day, you probably want to put it under cover rather than leaving it out in the elements. Otherwise, I think the other Guzzis that they have, the V7 Special and the Classic, I think it's called, I'm not sure. I reckon that might be a better bet to go with. You can put a 2-seater on these, but I think it kind of loses its look. I kind of like this rear bit back. It's very, very unusual to see any bikes like this anymore. So they do kind of really stand out. They're different from anything else out there. So look, I hope you enjoy this video. Please have a look at my other videos. I've got other videos on motorbikes as well, and I'm making other ones as well. So just have a look at my other videos if you like, and feel free to sort of get some ideas from this, if you like the pinstripes and all that. And goodbye from Melbourne, Australia, and always ride and support Moto Guzzi. Bye.